So we're here at the first day of the International with Austin, TheCapitalist, and we're waiting right next to this huge line of people to get into the hall, and it's a pretty impressive line. There's a lot of people here. So quick start, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm really excited to be here, and I can't believe there are so many people here this early. I mean, considering it's still another 2 hours till they officially open, I'm just really excited to see that the hall is so packed.
And, the hall doesn't open until 12 o'clock, and it's about 10:30, and the line is almost out the door through like the whole hall. So it's a pretty impressive group of people, and there's a lot of pretty big Dota fans. I see a guy over there wearing all decked out in Navi gear, so pretty impressive.
Including the headphones.
Including the headphones. There's a couple games going on today. The first one is Navi versus Orange, yeah. What games are you most looking forward to today?
I think that Navi versus Orange is going to be a really exciting game just because of the fact that Navi and Orange have not a whole lot of exposure to each other. So I think there's an unknown factor that is going to be interesting in both plays. I don't think that Navi is going to be just completely uncontested. I think that Orange is going to put up a really good fight. Yeah. I predicted them to be doing really, really well in the group stage, and they did, and I think they're going to go far in the lower bracket. Unfortunately, though, I think Navi is a little bit stronger team, but it's going to be a close matchup all around.
So sort of an interesting style, a couple of the different teams that are here. There seems to be some sort of theme versus like individual skill on teams versus like complete synergy. When you look at a team like Alliance, they've got a couple all-star players, but usually what people call on as like their strength is their team play and the way they execute strategies, things like the Roshan bait, which they've done a couple times at this point, and it's gone extremely well every time. Versus a team that's you think about the players that have really high individual skill like Orange, someone like Mushi, who is in the finals of the 1v1 tournament. What do you think the key to success is for the teams going forward here?
Honestly, I think that, it depends on each team, but I think Orange, there's a lot that relies on Mushi. Like you said earlier, he's a fantastic player, and I think it's really up to his supporting cast. One player alone, that's the beautiful thing about Dota, is that one player alone can't make sure that they win the game. So it's up to the supporting cast of Orange to really free up Mushi and make sure he's able to do well in mid, make sure that he doesn't get ganked too often. And as long as he's able to have a good middle that is free from any sort of outside interference, you see a lot from Navi roaming into middle. Puppy is notorious for putting some pressure on that middle lane. I think that if Orange can sort of relieve some of that pressure, they have a really good shot at least one or two of the games. So I think it's going to be tough all around. I think there's just different strategies. Like you said, Alliance is they're known for their teamwork, even though they have, players, the constant low to throw, right? Loda's a great player, and, but he's not perfect in any means. And it's because of the fact he's able to make those sort of plays and have sort of those mistakes and go a little bit too aggressive at times, and the rest of his team is able to make up for everything that he loses. So, and the same goes for any time Admiral Bulldog makes a mistake. That's the strength of Alliance, is they're by no means a perfect team player-wise. They are making all the right plays, but everybody else, when somebody falls, the rest of the team is there to pick them up. So I think that's going to be the strength of Alliance and Navi, and there are going to be other teams like some of the Southeast Asian teams, some of the Asian teams as well, that are going to rely more heavily on just one or two players, and the rest of the supporting cast is just going to have to keep from, they may not make the big plays.
Keep them afloat.
Yes, but they just have to keep it afloat and make sure that those great players are able to, do what they do.
All right, closing question, who do you think is going to win it all?
My bet, my companion bet is on Navi. I think that they are so strong in land, that they just have so much experience behind them that they really shine in some of these high pressure tournaments like this. But Alliance has also proved, time after time again, they've shown themselves to be really, really good at land events. They've always taken first. They've never really faltered at a land heavily. So I think that Alliance is going to be a strong contender as well. I would love to see a West versus West final. I think that would just make such a huge statement for the Dota scene. But honestly, DK has been looking fantastic. But personally, my bet's on Navi again.
All right, well, we'll have to see. Thanks for joining us. And for you guys at home, we're going to have tons of interviews like this throughout the whole week with all sorts of different people. So if there's anyone you want to see, feel free to tweet at WhatIsHipTV. And where can people find more about you?
They can find more about me at twitch.tv/DotaCapitalist and Twitter.com/DotaCapitalist. Those are my two main sites that I show up for everyone. So,
all right, guys, enjoy watching the International.